tropical islands punctuate the vast waters of the South Pacific Ocean. A long archipelago stretches from the equator for hundreds of miles in a southeasterly direction. These are islands known to the world as the Solomons. The chain of islands was named by early mariners who believed that they had found the source of gold used for Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. These and many other South Sea islands were staged for fierce and bloody conflicts during World War II. On the beaches of Guadalcanal, rusted artillery mark location of the longest and bloodiest battle in the Pacific theater of warfare. Guadalcanal in the Solomons became a veritable laboratory for developing war techniques. A monument marks Bloody Ridge. Below the grassy crest, there is dense terrain of vegetation. In that jungle, American Marines fought one of the most fiercely contested engagements of the war. At 9:10 a.m. August 7, 1942, American Marines made a surprise landing on the wide sandy beaches of Guadalcanal. It was a strategic attack for the United States. 1,500 young Americans lie buried in the alien soil of Guadalcanal. Relics conjure memories of victories which halted the advance of the Japanese 40 years ago. Many people on the Solomon Islands carry vivid memories of their fears during the war. They remember how, as small children, they fled into the deep bush for protection. Their gratitude for liberation is so deep, they still thank, bless, and even pray over an American. Moses and Cote recall the time when John F. Kennedy's PT boat was cut in two near their island home. As young boys, 10 and 12 years old, they rescued Kennedy. The boys rowed over to the tiny, isolated island. They placed Kennedy in their small boat, covered him with palm leaves so the enemy would not detect him, and took him to the American military base. Moses and Cote were Seventh-day Adventist boys. Through the past 40 years, their village church at Bobo has been a part of the growing membership of the Solomons. Their stilted, weathered sanctuary has grown old, but their voices ring clear with conviction, a longing to tell their world about Jesus. In the churchyard, a crude shelter serves as a treasury.
This is the little tithe house here at Boy Boy. All the people bring their first fruits and their tithe to this house, and then this is sold and the money is used for tithe for the Lord's work.
A house in the Western Solomon stands as an historical landmark. It is the place where G.F. Jones, a Seventh-day Adventist pioneer, made the first contact with the native people of the islands in 1914. Katarangoso Jr.'s grandfather, who was a tribal chief and headhunter, was the man Jones met. Kata's father was 12 years old when a little mission school was started near their village. Katarangoso Sr. became the first Seventh-day Adventist in the Solomons. For 52 years, he represented Christianity. During World War II, he organized operations for rescuing Allied servicemen. More than 200 owe their lives to his help. At the same time, he was in full charge of all mission properties. In spite of difficulties and even persecution, he discharged his responsibilities with distinction. Kata knelt beside his father's grave with a fellow worker. His face was solemn. His voice broke as he said, "My father left me and my 7 brothers and sisters to help finish a work he bravely pioneered." The church has grown dramatically in these islands. The Solomons now have the highest ratio of Adventists anywhere in the world, 1 for every 8 population. Entire villages are Seventh-day Adventist. It is a memorable experience to see them gather along the shore on a Sabbath evening to bid farewell to those boarding the mission launch. As it pulls away, their voices float across the waters. Much of this growth can be attributed to the educational program that has been developed. Sabbath school members can be proud of the many schools around the world that have been built from the 13 Sabbath offerings. Afutera Vocational School on the island of Malaita offers secondary courses in practical skills as well as Bible, English, and mathematics. On the island of Guadalcanal, Betty Karma Adventist High School is located on 1,400 acres at the end of the war-famous Henderson Airfield. Betty Karma School was started in the 1940s in an abandoned American base camp. The enrollment has grown to over 350 students. The buildings have all been replaced with attractive modern structures. Many acres of gardens are worked by the students. Vegetables provide $50,000 annually toward school operating costs. The herd of 30 dairy cows at Betty Karma School produces the only fresh milk in all the Solomon Islands. Some of the finest wood carvings in the world are made in these islands. 80% are made by Seventh-day Adventists. A gift shop on the campus provides a market for the carvings. Tourists come each day as a regular stop for a travel service tour. Some of the carvings are made by students who have learned the art in their home villages. Other students have become skilled in copper art. The students produce the art pieces for their required work hours at the school. Ada Ifi Hospital is located on the east coast of Malaita at Uro Harbor. During the 1930s and 40s, when Christianity was first being exposed to the people on this island, 18 missionaries and government men were murdered within 5 miles of this site. A marker above Uro Harbor is in remembrance of the wife of a pioneer Adventist pastor and their first convert. Both women were killed by the angry natives. This part of Malaita had no medical facility, so in 1964, Sabbath school members around the world contributed to build a hospital. Establishment of this remote hospital has demanded sacrifices. 2 weeks after the first carpenter and his family arrived at the site, their 5-year-old daughter died of dysentery and was laid to rest above the harbor. 11 days after Brian and Val Dunn arrived to set up clinic work, the enemy pierced a sharpened reinforcing rod through Brian. He was the first Seventh-day Adventist missionary to meet death at the hands of heathen natives. Len Larwood, a classmate of Brian's, answered the replacement call. He and his wife Betty spent 14 years at Ada Ifi Hospital. In August 1979, Len had a fatal tractor accident at the hospital. The impact Christianity made during those 14 years was evidenced when natives made their way through the bush to the hospital grounds to honor Len. At dusk, services were held in the chapel Len had helped to build. Between the harbor, where he left so often to go out on bush clinics, and the airstrip he worked so hard to provide, Lynn awaits the coming of Jesus. Because of such devotion and dedication, the story of Adaifi Hospital is one of success. A nursing program has been set up, and scores of medical personnel are trained each year. The hospital has grown to a 90-bed institution. Throughout the Solomon Islands, Christianity has captured the hearts of people. In Sabbath schools, little children are singing. Jesus loves the little children of the world. From the Western Pacific Union Mission Headquarters at Haniara, Guadalcanal, this is Mission Spotlight.